Welcome to The Beautiful Bag. This is your host, Leanne Hayden, cancer survivor, and more importantly, ostomy lifer. Each and every week, I'm going to be bringing a special guest or some inspiration for you and a few little stories along the way so that you can learn what life is like for us to be living in an ostomy and why we all think it's a beautiful bag. So listen in and let's get started. These testimonials are representative of my or our experiences, but the exact results and experience will be unique and individual to each person. The information provided herein is not medical advice and is not intended to substitute for the advice of your personal physician or other healthcare providers. Ciao, my friend. How are you? It is the last night in Rome for me, and I've got some stuff to talk to you guys about. Oh my gosh. So I left on Tuesday night. I can't even remember. It feels like it's so long ago. Today is Friday, but I left Logan Airport on Tuesday night, and it was really easy going through security. I checked one of my carry-on size bags and had a carry-on and a purse. So went through security really easy. Sometimes I do get stopped. I have gotten stopped before because of my ostomy, and I've been asked, do you have something? And they usually kind of pat their own stomachs. And when that has happened to me in the past, all I do is say, yes, I'm in an ostomy. And they say, okay, we just need to pat it. That's fine. They put on their gloves and they just pat it over the clothes. They have never lifted up my shirt, anything like that to look at it. However, this time they did not even ask at all. So I went right through security, went to the gate, sat down, had a little dinner at Legal Seafoods because, hey, I'm in Boston. That's what we do. And then got on the plane. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I do not sleep well on planes, right? So this was an overnight flight. We left at 5:15 p.m. and we arrived into Rome at 7:15 Rome time, and it was an 8-hour flight. The flight was pretty empty, honestly. So you had to wear your mask to come into Italy. So you had your mask on, but you slept. I had 2 seats to myself, so I could kind of stretch out just a little bit, try to get a little bit of sleep in. And I got to Rome at 7:15. I had a driver pick me up, meet me outside the airport, and off I went to the hotel. So the first day, and I'm getting to a part because, guys, I am so dehydrated 3 days in that it's a lesson that I learned that I should not do. So the very first day, from flying, you get dehydrated. And I'm going to talk about that in a reel and a video coming up soon with Hollister. But I did not do what I normally do, which is drink water while I'm flying. I did not do that. So I get to Rome and I just throw on my sneakers and I say, that's it. I'm just going to rally and just walk all day. I'm just going to go see the sights. So my first day was seeing the sights. So I walked over to the Pantheon, saw the Pantheon, saw Trevi Fountain, saw the Spanish Steps. I'm trying to remember all the things that I saw because 3 days ago feels like forever. But I saw all the sights. I had no problems at all with my ostomy. It was just me out traveling around, doing my thing. Had some dinner, watched the sunset off the Pantheon, headed back to the hotel and went to sleep. Now, I did not drink enough water that day. And we know that hydration is key for us, especially, right? So I have had a little bit of constipation because of that fact. So I have to catch up now, which is a shame. So anyway, so that was my first day, great day, had a great night's sleep, slept really hard because, I didn't sleep the night before, so slept really hard. And then the second day, I did a lot of the Colosseum. So I went to the Colosseum, and if you guys want to see any pictures, I put a ton up in my stories. I'll have a few reels going over the next few days on Instagram. If you follow me over there, I threw a bunch of stuff up on Facebook. So anyways, I went over to the Colosseum, checked in, and I did the underground tour. Now, here's a little secret for anybody who's thinking about Italy. The underground tour is brand new since 2021. So they just not really excavated it, but they really set it up to be able to do tours. So think about this. The Pantheon is 2,000 years old, And the only people that have been underground are people that have worked there, right? So prior to working there, like the gladiators, the animals, the slaves. So those were the people that were underneath during the time of Rome at its highest. And then Rome fell and nobody was there. They reused the Colosseum and they used it for butcher shops on one side and grocery stores and flowers and all of that. And on the other side was where the prostitutes were. That's one thing I learned. So we did the underground tour of the Colosseum. Then we went up to the arena floor so you could feel like one of the gladiators and you really got a great history of it. And then you went to the top of the Colosseum and saw the entire thing. Now, I'm going to tell you guys, if you ever plan on Italy, do that tour. And if you want any information on it, just send me a note and I will send you who I booked it through. But do that tour because it's more expensive. It was like $130. It's more expensive. However, there's probably about 15, 16 people in your group, and there's probably only 3 groups that get that access, and you get some special access too on the top and on the arena floor. So you don't have to be in with all the crowds. So there's a tip for you to do. We also visited Palestine Hill, which was Demetrius's castle, and we went through everything of what's still standing there and how he built it and why he built it. And then we looked over the Roman Forum, which was the original real Rome. And what the tour guide said was that Mussolini wanted to uncover what was underneath, because I don't know if you guys know this, and I really didn't know too much about it. The original Rome, the historical Rome, real Rome, is underneath the new buildings and the streets that we have, that they have here. So they started to excavate and dig out the original, at least the part of the original Rome. So it's called the Rome Forum. And then she went through this is where that point was where Shakespeare came out and told everybody, that Caesar, I couldn't think for a minute, that Caesar was dead. And, it was a great way to learn the history and to really be able to see it and to know how new, honestly, like something that was so old, something that's over 2,000 years old, is so new for visitors to go and see. So we did all of that. Now, I did not bring any water. Again, right? I drank a bit of water the night before I went to bed. I got up, I drank a little water, and I did not drink any water on the tours. Again, lesson learned. Bring some water. You're allowed to bring your water and drink your water. It's like mid-70s here and sunshiny. And when it's mid-70s and sunshiny here, it's like short weather. Like you could be in a bathing suit. It's really warm. Oh, and by the way, everybody dresses up in Rome. Like everybody is dressed up in Rome. All the women are in sundresses and sandals or sneakers. And most of the men, pretty much non-tourists are dressed up in suits. And then the tourists are, some of them are dressed up and some aren't. But the majority of people dress, and Italians dress up for a lot of what they do. So yesterday I did all of that. Then I walked over to what they called the baths of, I forget his name. He was an emperor. So here's a little history. Emperors, because they wanted to show how wealthy they were, they built things like the Colosseum was free for the people. So it was built for free for the people. And so were these baths. And there were baths built all over Rome by emperors so that people could see how they wanted to treat their people well. And then people could see how rich the emperors really were. Now, some secret stuff that I found out that I didn't know, maybe you do, but when you look at all the structures, everything is brick or stone. And there's holes all over the place. So what I found out was everything was covered in marble. So imagine the size of the Colosseum covered in marble, and there were marble statues everywhere. And it shined really, really bright so that everyone could see it. And when Rome fell, the barbarians came and Rome fell, they took all the marble and the ivory sticks that held the marble up. They took everything, melted it down, and repurposed it. So a lot of stuff in Rome was always repurposed. There's a little history lesson for you. So it was kind of a little bit, it was amazing to see. It was amazing to do. And then I walked over to the Mouth of Truth and stuck my hand in the Mouth of Truth, got a picture taken. So I do not lie. My hand is still here. So I did that. And then I wandered over to a garden. And then I went over to Travesti, which is a little piazza type place that has all these little restaurants, sat down and had dinner, and then wandered my way back. to the hotel. Now, when I started to sit down and do meals like lunch and dinner, I had a glass of wine, but I would drink like 2 tall bottles of water while I was there in the restaurants. Now, sometimes you might say, well, what about going to the bathroom? One, how lucky are we? We're in ostomy, so you don't have to worry about that part. But 2, when you do need to use a bathroom, I would just go in sometimes and just get a cafe, or sit down and have some water and a little snack and use they call it beno, which is bathroom, and use the bathroom. But again, I was still so dehydrated. I didn't have to go so much. And you guys might even hear it in my voice. It's a little scratchy, and I still have to drink some more water. Today I drank over a gallon of water, and I need more for sure. So that was all I did yesterday. Got a great night's sleep. And then this morning I got up and I did Vatican City. Now, I drank a bunch of water before I went. I went and did Vatican City. We did the museum, and then I walked over to St. Peter's I can't even say it. Sorry, you guys can say it for me. And I saw St. Peter's Square. And again, when I sat down, after we were done the tour, I was so dehydrated that everything actually hurt. My legs hurt, my feet hurt, my body just totally hurt. And I just said, I'm dehydrated. I need water. So I drank 4 bottles of water with a slice of pizza. And it took me 2 hours to go to the bathroom from that. So you can tell how dehydrated I was. So again, it's something that we need to be very, very cautious of, that we don't, that we need to take care of our bodies. We need to drink that water. So that's what I did today. And then I walked over to the castle. And again, I just kept drinking water all day today, stopping at places to go to the bathroom when I needed to, and wandered my way over to the hotel. And guys, by 5:30, I came into the hotel room and just sat down and laid down and took an hour or 2 nap because I'm exhausted. It was such a great day. It was such a great 3 days here in Rome. Again, my feet hurt, my body aches. I'm going to drink I have a huge bottle of water. I'm going to drink it before I go to sleep. And then tomorrow I am getting up, jumping on the train and taking the train down to the heel of the boot called Bari, down into the Puglia countryside to do an 8-day yoga retreat. So body's going to get a ton of rest, a ton of meditation, a ton of yoga, a ton of water and healthy, good foods, and just restore myself after these crazy 3 days. So I just wanted to bring you along with me on the first few days of my trip to Rome and learn a few things, and some things that I learned: hydrate, and don't worry about finding bathrooms. They're all over the place. You can find them. And wish you guys were here, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Ciao.
Thank you so much for joining us this week. If you enjoyed this podcast, get the behind the scenes at leannehayden.com/ostomy updates. And also, if you found this episode encouraging, please screenshot it and share it on Instagram. And don't forget to tag me and also the person who was on the episode with me. I occasionally will do special gifts for anyone who does do a screenshot and share it on Instagram or in your stories. Also, lastly, please go to Apple or Google, rate, review, and subscribe to this podcast to keep up with them every single week. I enjoy you guys. Thank you so much for being here.